Whoa. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
This morning, San Antonio police are looking for a man who opened fire during a fight. How the suspect got away even after a SWAT team got involved.
And I was screaming at him, my kid is in the car, my kid is in the car. I said it probably 10 times.
A heart-stopping moment as a mother rushed to stop a man trying to steal her car while her 5-year-old daughter is still inside. We got that quick thinking that helped to rescue her child.
And a closer look at the controversy and concern over a proposed housing development in Northwest Bexar County and how it could affect your drinking water.
And good morning. Happy hump day. Thanks so much for waking up with us. It's not as humid as it was yesterday morning.
No, and perhaps this is the beginning of a much improved weather situation. Justin Horn is back just in time for, I think, a day that so many people, Justin, have been waiting for in the weather department.
Happy cold front day. It is here.
Yes.
It is upon us. It will be here later this afternoon, though, so we still have to get through some pretty warm weather to start. And look, this cold front's not overly strong. It's not going to bring about big changes, but changes you'll notice. So let's first start with the authority radar. You see where the showers and storms are this morning. And what we're looking at there is the San Angelo area. And we've got actually a severe thunderstorm moving through San Angelo at this hour with a nice line of storms. Now, these will continue to work towards central Texas, and we'll watch these. I think this line probably dies down a little bit before we get some redevelopment a little bit later this afternoon for us. And it's all going to depend on the timing of this front. But as of right now, we think it moves into the hill country during the mid-morning to midday hours, and then by 2 to 4 p.m. here around San Antonio. And then by the evening hours, it'll move through the rest of the area. So it's not going to be moving just terribly fast, but it will make its way through the area a little bit later today. So here's how I think the forecast plays out. Mostly cloudy, humid this morning, temperatures 77 at 7 a.m., 78 at 8 a.m. By noontime, 87. We'll start to bring in some rain chances at this point, 30%. And then by the afternoon, we bring those rain chances up. 91 at 2 o'clock, 92 at 3 p.m. I think we may top out in the mid-90s before it's all said and done. But once the front comes through, somewhere in this time frame here, that's when temperatures may start to come down a little bit, and yes, hopefully we do get some rain. Now, I will tell you, yes, there is a 60% chance of rain, but that does not mean everybody's going to get rain. I'm going to walk you through the computer forecast coming up, show you what we're thinking here in just a couple minutes. Guys.
Right, sir, thank you for that. Meanwhile, new this morning, San Antonio police are searching for a man accused of opening fire after a fight on the city's west side. So the officers were called to Torreon Street around 4:30 yesterday afternoon. You see where it played out right here. Investigators say a man stepped in to defend friends during a brawl when he was hit in the head by someone with a 2x4. He was treated for cuts but not sent to a hospital. Police say that's when another man pulled out a gun and fired, but nobody was hit. Later last night, SWAT surrounded a home nearby, but the suspect, believed to be in his 20s or 30s, got away. The investigation is still ongoing.
This morning, we got grief, shock, and unanswered questions in far west Bexar County. That's where 2 children were found dead this past weekend. Now, we do know that there were 6-year-old Savani Stevenson and 3-year-old Miyani Islar. A memorial growing just steps away from where their bodies were found. Their mom, Tiona Islar, is in the Bexar County jail facing 2 child injury charges. She claims that her kids were left in a hot car, but Bexar County Sheriff Javier Salazar says that her story has some inconsistencies in it. The medical examiner finished autopsies for both kids, but won't release the cause of death until toxicology results come in. People who knew the children well say that it's been hard to say goodbye.
We might not be a family or by blood, but this was our family. This was our village.
A BCSO spokesperson says the deputies had visited their home before. They're now working with Child Protective Services to find out what happened. Another update for you this morning. Camp Mystic and Hunt, where 27 young girls and counselors lost their lives in the July 4th floods, announced their plans to reopen next summer. Now, in a letter to families, the camp promised to follow new state safety news and laws and said that it will build a memorial to honor the girls' joy and kindness. The area of the camp along the Guadalupe River that flooded with water will not reopen next year. Instead, they plan to open Camp Mystic Cypress Lake, another location. Meanwhile, parents of the victims are still pushing lawmakers to strengthen camp safety and prevent another tragedy from happening.
This morning, we now know the name of a man who died in a house fire Monday night on Chartwell Drive near I-10 and Wurzbach. He's been identified as 54-year-old Michael Gallegos, and investigators believe he set the fire himself. That same home had been the source of several 911 calls. In fact, just hours before the fire, police were called out for a gun disturbance, but since no one was threatened, the officers left. 3 hours later, Gallegos was dead. The fire is now being investigated as arson.
The Bexar County District Attorney's Office has filed a motion to revoke Eric Cantu's probation. Now, he's the 20-year-old man who tried to drive away during a traffic stop and was shot by a San Antonio police officer back in 2022. Now, he's been in trouble with the law several times since then. Back on Friday, Cantu was arrested again for allegedly stomping a woman's head in 2024 assault. An arrest warrant affidavit says that Cantu threw a woman to the ground, stomped on her head, and then punched and kicked her at a gas station on the south side. He was charged with assault causing bodily injury. And Cantu has faced numerous charges over the past few years, including evading arrest.
A San Antonio mother says she was left shaken after a man tried to steal her car. You can see it right here, with her 5-year-old daughter still inside. The surveillance video captured the moment. Lisa Hummer rushed to stop a man who climbed into her vehicle outside of a daycare near Timber Hill and Grissom Road. Hummer had just walked her twin 1-year-olds to the door, leaving her daughter Nova in the car. Now, she admits that she forgot to lock the doors, and that's when the suspect jumped in and tried to drive off with Nova in the back seat.
And I was screaming at him, my kid is in the car, my kid is in the car. I said it probably 10 times.
So even after the suspect shifted into reverse and tried to maneuver around her, Hummer stood in front of the car and pleaded with him until he gave up, got out of the car, and ran off. Now, San Antonio police are now investigating. Hummer says the ordeal was a wake-up call, and she's urging other parents to always double-check their doors, even during quick stops.
5:07 right now on your Wednesday morning. Let's give you a look at some of your morning headlines. President Donald Trump making headlines at the United Nations, signaling a big shift in his stance on the war in Ukraine. After meeting with President Zelensky, Mr. Trump said that he now believes that Ukraine can reclaim all of the territory that it lost to Russia. That is a change from his earlier calls for concessions to end the war. He even said that NATO nations should be ready to shoot down Russian aircraft if they cross into their airspace. But while optimistic about Ukraine, Trump struck a more combative tone in his speech to the General Assembly, criticizing global migration, climate policies, and even some world leaders. Okay, well, it's been a debate for years in Texas, and now it is a law. Governor Greg Abbott has signed Senate Bill 8, which is often referred to as the bathroom bill. The new law restricts transgender people from using certain restrooms in government buildings, public schools, and universities, and also bans access to women's shelters. Supporters say that this is all about privacy, but opponents argue that it discriminates against transgender Texans. Violations could bring fines of up to $125,000. This law takes effect on December the 4th. National news now. Ryan Ruth, you see him right there, has been found guilty of attempting to assassinate President Donald Trump at a Florida golf course last year. After that verdict yesterday, Ruth tried to stab himself in the neck with a pen, but was quickly restrained by officers. The jury took about 2 hours to reach their decision. Ruth, who represented himself in court, faces life in prison now. His sentencing is scheduled for December 18th. And finally, Jimmy Kimmel back on the air after nearly a week off. Last night, he opened with a 15-minute monologue, got emotional at times, and defended free speech while clarifying his comments about the killing of Charlie Kirk. Kimmel said that he never meant to make light of that tragedy or blame any group, calling it nothing funny at all. He also blasted FCC Chairman Brendan Carr for what he called un-American censorship, while thanking supporters on both sides of the aisle, even Texas Senator Ted Cruz. Disney, which is ABC's parent company, says that the break allowed for thoughtful conversations before Kimmel's return. All right, let's switch gears here and get you outside on the roads. Taking a look at your traffic authority. North side right there, actually going to be the northwest side, 1604 Bandera. Traffic looking pretty good. Far west side of town, over by Brennan High School, 1604 Wiseman. No major issues out there. So as of this morning, we're just kind of dealing with some overnight construction in some of our regular spots that we see. This was kind of a new spot, though, this morning. 410 the north right here at Houston Street. Traffic starting to move along there. But you see some of those TransGuide signs indicating that there was some work taking place place. Earlier, I did see a couple of the construction barrels off to the left-hand side there. It looks like that has been cleared out, so we're good to go for our drivers making their way on 410 up to I-10. We have cleared out this one spot right here, 410 Somerset Road. That's going to be southwest side, so we're good to go there. And let's go to the far north side right now, where we're still dealing with construction, 1604 Northwest Military 2 Blanco Road over there by Huebner. Let's check in with Alex Gomez right now for a look at Drive Cam on this Wednesday morning. Alex.
Yeah, good morning, RJ. Well, there's no construction northwest of downtown this morning. Fine Silver Curve has both lanes open, and even the upper level, the I-10 West at Frio, that's also opened as well, RJ.
Okay, thank you very much for that, Alex. Let's go to Justin now, see how things are looking. Jay.
Thanks. Yes, a little bit. Yeah, live cam shows we've got cloudy skies here around San Antonio this morning. We are watching a cold front, which will be here this afternoon. The question is, how much rain will it generate? We'll get into that and talk about rainfall totals too. Coming up.
YouTube creators who spread COVID or election misinformation can now apply to come back after being banned. We're going to tell you how that is working out next in Tech Bites.
And up next, one of the winners of our SA Picks contest. How one San Antonio comic shop is keeping it personal, giving locals a space to play, trade, and connect.
All right, 5:14 now. We asked and you delivered. The votes are in for SA Picks, a chance for viewers, yourself, to tell us your favorite San Antonio businesses.
And the categories range from food to gyms to dog groomers and hobbies like comic books. Our very own Devin Carp here to highlight one local business that's been around nearly 4 years. Devin, pretty cool setup you got.
Oh yeah, it's some fun stuff. And for those of you who know me, I'm a little bit of a nerd about this kind of stuff, but I'm not alone. It's not hard to find the relevance of comic books, trading cards, and games in pop culture. You ever watched a Marvel movie or heard about Dungeons and Dragons and Stranger Things, or even seen a streamer going after a certain Pokemon card? It's an industry that's growing from a niche hobby to a mainstream worth tens of billions of dollars, and Heroes and Fantasies wants to make sure that even as it changes, San Antonio locals still have a place to call their own community. So I was able to go and see the shop, Heroes and Fantasies. It's grown from a small storefront off of Loop 410 into a warehouse off of 281 in the 38 years they've been around, with another location over in Universal City. The shop has a pretty wide range of different comic book runs, 100,000 comic books there, by the way, board games, dice, action figures, and trading cards, but also has an open game space where they host free tournaments, game nights, and tutorials for how to play new games 4 nights a week, opening up a space where people in the community can dip a toe in the water or dive in to learn a new hobby that could become their favorite. At a time when celebrities have driven up the cost for different trading cards in the market, the owners want to make sure that everyone can have a local and affordable place to find something for them.
I just think it's interesting that if you don't like what's available, you could probably find something. And so we try really hard to try to stock a little bit of everything, because it used to just be like, okay, all I had to do is stock the new Marvel and DC from Mattel or Hasbro got the license. Now you have to stock the same Wolverine or Spider-Man character from 8 different companies.
So Heroes and Fantasies always has those free tables for games right there in the back and get-togethers. And they also encourage, if you just want to pop in, try to find a stranger and battle in a game, share your comics, or just trade whatever you've got. If you want to see some of the rest of the full list of winners in the nearly 100 categories for SA Picks, you can go to KSAT.com and search for SA Picks. In the meantime, though, I'm going to get back to reading, guys. Back to y'all.
Very good, sir. Thank you. Well, happening right now, Bibliotech, which is Bexar County's all-digital public library, is aiming to set a world record for most library card signups in 24 hours. And you can help them before it's too late.
Yeah, to participate in the world record attempt, all you have to do, you have until 8 a.m. this morning. Register for your free library card. Registration free for all Bexar County residents 16 and older. Got that membership unlocks access to thousands of resources, including ebooks, audiobooks, movies, music, language learning, professional development, and personal growth tools. It's all available online at no cost.
All right, guys, let's give you an update on the traffic right now at 5:17. And again, appreciate everyone that took part in that essay picks for us. A couple interesting winners there. The Whitty Museum, I was happy to see them take home one of the awards there. 410 at East Houston right here. Of course, the Whitty, a lot of Broadway, a lot of construction around Broadway, but things are actually looking pretty good out there if you've driven up and down Broadway. A lot of new businesses and restaurants to eat there as well. 90 at 1604, far west side of town, traffic looking good. Bird's eye view, 37 at the Alamo Dome. No major issues for all of our folks headed out in those directions right there as we give you a look at the Tower of the Americas. We're still dealing with some ongoing construction right here. This is going to be 1604 East from Northwest Military Highway over to Blanco Road. So Blanco Road, they're doing a lot of construction there. They're actually working on this, what they're calling the Diamond Project, and that's going to hopefully help alleviate the traffic here north and south of Blanco Road. But still, that's going to be an ongoing process for all of our drivers there. Across the city, everything else is looking pretty good. We're going to check in on some of the construction right here over by the Windcrest area, 410 and 35, and also check in a little bit closer on 1604 and 35. Starting to see a little bit of backups over there. Okay, let's check in with Justin Horn right now for a look at the forecast. And Justin, it appears as things might be changing a little bit.
Finally some changes in the forecast. So this is the main headline here. We do have a cool front. Now, as I said off the top of the show, this is not some strong cold front, but it is going to make a difference, and it does stir up some showers and storms today. I think that chance of rain possible late afternoon going into tonight, even after the front passes by, we'll still have a window for rain. And then, yes, there will be some changes, less humid and cooler mornings lie ahead, so that's what we have to look forward to. As we look at the big picture here, there is our front, which is working its way through Texas. We've got showers and storms along the front. And let's look at the futurecast here. As the front starts to dive south, this is midday, doesn't show a whole lot. Now, I still think we can get some activity along the front, but it may take until the afternoon for there to be a little bit more development. This is 4 p.m. This particular model does not show much. I still think that the radar could be a little more active than what you're seeing here. And then by 6 p.m., front's through, but we're still getting storms along the front. And as I said, even behind the front, we can still see some activity. So midnight and even going into, say, 4 a.m. shows some activity working its way through. Showers and, again, a few storms. We don't anticipate a lot of severe weather, but I should mention that is also a possibility. 1 or 2 strong storms, gusty winds being the main threat. And then by 7 a.m. tomorrow morning, rain is coming to an end. And by midday tomorrow, we should start to see some clearing here in San Antonio. Showers will hold on along the coast. There is that severe weather risk on a scale of 1 to 5, just a 1. It's low end, but I think gusty winds would be your main concern. Rain chances, nothing this morning, but by 2 o'clock, we start to bring the rain chances up. And then I'd say roughly between 6 and 2 a.m., that's when we'll have our best opportunity. It won't be raining that whole time, but that's when we'll have the best opportunity to see some of these showers and storms. Rainfall potential, 1/4 of an inch to 1/2 inch. We've lowered that number here for San Antonio and the Hill Country. Again, it's just there's not a lot there along the front. Not everyone's going to get rain, but you will see some higher totals down to the south and east where we could see 1 to 2 inches. High temperatures today, 94. That's before the front comes through. Notice Kerrville is significantly cooler, 88 there, 89 in Comfort. That's the influence of the front. But look at highs tomorrow, 89. 87 in Bernie, 86 in Kerrville. We'll get a nice stretch here of warm afternoons and some cool mornings. 65 by Friday morning, 66 Saturday mornings. That really is the payoff there, those cooler temperatures during the early morning hours. The weekend is quiet. We do bring in another small chance of rain on Monday. All right, I don't know if you saw this story on our website. It piqued my curiosity about this new bird they found that kind of a hybrid, right?
Yeah, it was beautiful.
It really was. So I wanted to know, what is the most common bird in Texas when we're talking population-wise here in numbers? Is it the mockingbird, the grackle, the sparrow, or the dove? Right now, mockingbird and sparrow both have votes. You can go vote. KSAT.com/polls, scan your QR code, and we get you that answer in an hour and a half.
Okay.
I know the most annoying one, but I don't know about the most common.
I'm with you on that one, too.
Okay, we'll find out. We'll find out in a little bit. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
521 right now, 80 degrees outside.
Okay, Google Play gets smarter. Up next, the first look at a new Gemini-powered AI sidekick that will help gamers level up like never before.
In today's Tech Bites, YouTube's policy change that's getting praise from free speech advocates. It will soon allow some of the 2 million creators banned during the pandemic to apply for reinstatement. Their accounts were shut down over misinformation related to COVID and the 2020 election. Meta is launching a national super PAC to push back on AI regulation across the country. It builds on a similar PAC specifically focused on California. The company reportedly plans to invest tens of millions of dollars to elect pro-AI candidates from both parties. And finally, Google Play is getting a makeover. The company says it's revamping the Play Store to make it more personalized for users and to boost engagement. It includes more AI features like a guided search. There's also a redesigned Apps tab and a new Games tab. Those are your Tech Bites. I'm Elizabeth Schulze. Have a great day.
Thank you, Elizabeth. 525 right now, 80 degrees outside.
We got one local mom saying that she's been calling, pleading, and still not getting the answers about bullying at her kids' school. Coming up, we'll show you how to advocate for your child when the system isn't listening.
Plus, Northwest Bexar County could see 3,000 new homes, but critics warn that a new development might put San Antonio's water at risk. How a new wastewater plant could impact the Edwards and Trinity aquifers. Coming up.
Welcome back. Coming up on 5:30 right now. Again, this is our hump day. We got J-Hope back. What's up, man?
How you doing?
I'm good, man. Happy to have you back on such a decent weather pattern that we're going into.
Indeed. And so I think the big question for a lot of people now is the timing. We've been waiting for this front. We've been waiting for this day. So what time does it all play out?
It's gonna hold off until this afternoon, but it is going to move through. We will see some changes. It'll be gradual. It's not going to be one of those fronts where it comes through and then you feel it immediately. It's going to be a slow process, but we will get there. So let's first start with the bus stop forecast for those of you who are headed to the bus stop early this morning, pre-sunrise. Temperatures will start off actually fairly warm. We'll be in the upper 70s, near 80 where we are now. Warm and sticky. But as you come home from school today, do know there could be some scattered rain. May not hurt to throw the umbrella in the backpack if you'd like to do that. 92 at that point, and rain chances will start to climb right around that time, right around 3 p.m. or so. Let's look at the temperatures across the states. So this kind of tells the story, right? We have cooler weather in places like Lubbock and Midland and Amarillo. That is behind the front. Drier air already starting to filter in there. Out ahead of the front, still very warm, with many places near 80 degrees. We think rain chances will start to pick up around 2 o'clock and continue through the evening hours and into the overnight hours too, where we could see additional showers and storms. Do note that this could affect the evening commute. I will tell you, not everyone's going to get rain out of this, and we're not looking for just a ton of rain, but there could be some spots where we get some heavy rain. It could create some street flooding, so I'd say keep an eye out for that with regard to the evening commute. And then rain chances will fall off tomorrow morning, and we'll get some really pretty beautiful weather to finish out the work week. We'll talk more about that and look at the extended forecast coming up in just a bit, guys.
5:30 right now. This morning, Uvalde police say that they do not believe anyone else was involved in the death of a woman who previously worked in Congressman Tony Gonzalez's office. Regina Santos Aviles died after catching fire while alone in her backyard. Authorities have sent home surveillance footage to Texas DPS Crime Lab, and they say that no further updates will be released until the lab and the Bexar County Medical Examiner's Office complete their reports. That could take weeks. Santos Avila's family told KSAT that she passed away on September 14th after being airlifted to San Antonio with severe burns, and they say that the fire was an accident.
This morning, we are about 6 weeks into the school year, and parents, it's time for progress reports. And we're not just talking about grades.
Yeah, we're talking about your child's peer interactions. Patty Santos live at Kirby Middle School this morning with some concerns that parents have about their child's safety. Good morning, Patty.
Hey there, good morning. So I was talking to a mom this week who was almost in tears, talking about how her daughter is complaining about bullying. She attends Kirby Middle School right behind me here. She says she's been having a conversation about what's going on inside, and she really is frustrated because she wants the leadership at these schools to change the culture around bullying. Now, her name is Caitlin, and she says she's called the school several times to voice her concerns, but she really doesn't think that they're taking her daughter's bullying claims seriously.
I don't know what to do. I can't lose my kids over all this. I love my kids to death, and if anything were to happen to them, I don't know what I'd do.
Okay, so Judson ISD's website, we looked into it. They have a whole page dedicated to anti-bullying, and there are 15 pages of bullying prevention policies and procedures. And we asked the district about bullying complaints on this campus. Here's part of what they said. We have assured that all parent concerns, especially regarding bullying, have been addressed by an administrator and follow up with a counselor for students for additional support has been provided as appropriate. So we're talking about bullying, and if your child is a victim of this, here's what you want to do. You're going to want to have a face-to-face with the school principal. And when you're talking about your kids, obviously this is very emotional for families, so you're going to want to put emotions aside. Coming up in the next hour, we're going to talk about how to do that with an expert. We'll send it back to you.
All right, thank you, Patty. A new KSAT Explains takes a look at the controversy and concern over proposed housing development in northwest Bexar County.
As the critics of the plan believe that it has the potential to contaminate San Antonio's water supply. It's called Guajolote Ranch. It's a development that would create roughly 3,000 homes on 1,100 acres near Helotes, which is north of Gray Forest. The plan would require a wastewater treatment plant, which would clean and process sewage and then dump it into the Helotes Creek watershed. That feeds into the Edwards and Trinity aquifers, and that's where the controversy comes in.
It's not just people who live downstream in Gray Forest or in Helotes. It's affecting the water of 2 million people in San Antonio.
I say hell no.
Is that water safe to drink, especially for all of San Antonio residents?
The short answer is no. It's not safe to drink.
But the developer of the project pushing back on those claims, saying that they're taking extraordinary steps to protect that water quality.
Now, the criticisms and the response are in a brand new KSAT Explains, which you can watch anytime on demand on the free KSAT Plus app, YouTube, or just go online to ksat.com.
Happening today, District 8 residents have a chance to learn more about the future of the Sports and Entertainment District at a town hall meeting from 6 to 8 p.m. at Oak Meadow Elementary School's cafeteria. Council member Evelise Gonzalez will give residents an overview of the proposed budget for the Sports and Entertainment District, including how it might be funded and the timelines involved. Now, City Manager Eric Walsh will also be there to speak and answer those questions.
Now, at a meeting later tonight in Kerrville, property taxes are set to go up by almost 8%. City leaders say the higher rate is allowed after last year's flooding, or I should say July's flooding, and it could bring in more than $337,000. And a reminder for property owners hit by the floods, you have until October 20th to file for a disaster exemption.
5:35 right now. Let's give you an update on some statewide news here. Texas stores that sell alcohol are no longer allowed to sell THC products to anyone under 21 years old. This is a new emergency rule from the Texas Alcoholic Beverage Commission. Cashiers will be required to now check IDs. Smoke shops, gas stations, and many online sellers, though, are not covered by this. The state will regulate those. The enforcement at liquor stores starts on October 1st. And when it comes to the IRS, the check will no longer be in the mail. The IRS announcing it's phasing out paper tax refund checks for individual taxpayers beginning on September 30th. The change is a result of an executive order which mandates that all federal payments must transition to electronic methods. Officials say the change is designed to protect taxpayers as well as expediting that refund process. Okay, so that will be a big change. Let's give you an update right now with your traffic authority, see if there's any changes on the roads from the last time that we were able to give you an update right here. That's a shot there over by Burbank High School, 35 and 90. Traffic for now looking pretty good, but we know that with that ongoing construction, 35 north over by South Alamo and Laredo, that we are anticipating a bit of delays this morning as we get closer to rush hour. Okay, we are seeing some delays right here. This is going to be 35 south, and this is going to be a 5-minute delay for all of our folks coming from Thousand Oaks all the way to Topper Wine. So not too bad at the moment if you're about to step outside, but keep in mind there's still a lot of construction activity, especially in this one spot right here. This is going to be the far northeast side of town. We are seeing some delays basically from Olympia Parkway, the Forum, Rotama area down to that 35-1604 interchange, and we're looking at about a 5-minute delay here as well. But you see from that TransGuide shot that traffic is for the most part, moving along on the northeast side of town. So we will keep our fingers crossed and give you more updates as we get them out there on the northeast side. Let's check in with Alex Gomez right now and see how things are looking in Drive Cam on this Wednesday morning. Alex, what can you tell us?
Yeah, good morning, RJ. Well, it's still pretty quiet over here on the far north side. I just left I-10. I'm going to go 1604 eastbound, but right now I'm not tracking any major slowdowns over here, RJ.
Okay, thank you very much for that update. We'll check back in with Alex in just a little bit.
Right outside with live cam, it is 5:37, 80 degrees. We've got some cloud cover out there right now, mostly cloudy, a lot of humidity. That changes later today with a cold front. We're going to show you the timing, what it means for rain chances and temperatures too. Coming up.
5:38 right now. San Antonio's Muertos Fest is back, but there are some changes that you need to know about. Plus, how you can be a part of this free, family-friendly celebration.
And the U.S. has a new top-selling beer. We're going to tell you why it's #1 coming up.
Well, it started off as a fast start, but now I am seeing construction slowing over here on the far north side. I'm going to let you know all about it coming up after the break.
Welcome back. It is 5:44. Happening today, we got senior citizens living at the Wheatley Park Senior Living Facility ringing their alarm again about unsafe conditions at their apartment complex. They're calling on their landlords to fix issues that have been going on for years. And we brought you this story over a year ago where tenants say that they were dealing with AC issues. Now they're dealing with a lot more that is making daily life hard and sometimes dangerous. Facing no heat in the winter, no air conditioning in the summer, and an elevator that doesn't work. The issues don't stop there, though. Get this, residents report leaks, flooding, mildew, and hot water that comes and goes. Pests are also a constant problem with little effective control, and security a big concern, too. So we're going to be staying on top of this, and hopefully we get all of those problems solved.
Oh my goodness, we're about a month away from Muertos Fest. It's right around the corner, and this year it is going to be bigger.
Organizers announcing today that the festival will start a day earlier and will run for 3 days, and it'll kick off with a tribute to Flaco Jimenez. Now, the celebration turns Hemisphere in downtown San Antonio to honor the traditions of Dia de los Muertos with art, music, and more than 80 altars created by community members. According to a news release, Muertos Fest here in San Antonio is the largest Day of the Dead festival in the U.S. Around 130,000 people attended the event last year, but organizers say this occasion is so much more than size. Muertos Fest 2025 runs from October the 24th to the 26th. Best of all, it's a free, family-friendly event.
Beautiful. All right, we touched on this earlier. A rare bird has been spotted here in a San Antonio suburb. Researchers at the University of Texas at Austin say this creature, it's a mix between a green jay and a blue jay. You can read more about the discovery right now on KSAT.com. I mean, I've heard, of course, of like a blue jay,
Right,
the
green
Toronto
jay.
Blue Jays.
What about a green jay?
Never
That
heard
is
of a green
cool.
jay.
Either way, it's a beautiful bird. I saw it going around, and I understand why it was so viral. Like, it was just, it was breathtaking to look at.
Yeah, I think the national media has actually picked up on it now. It's pretty cool stuff. That's the topic, by the way, of my Just Ask Justin question.
Yes.
Which we'll get to. But first, we got to talk about this front, guys. It's the exciting news of the day, at least in the weather world. And this front will be coming through later this afternoon. So here's how I think the timing plays out here. This morning to midday, that's when it starts to work its way through the hill country. And then by 2 to 4 p.m., it'll work its way through San Antonio, and then eventually this evening through the rest of the area. So it's not moving just super fast, but it will slowly make its way through. Let's look at the futurecast here, and this is noontime. Shows some storms along the front. Now, I know this does not show much around 4 o'clock. I do think there will be a little bit more than what this shows here. Either way, not everyone's going to get rain. It is going to be spotty. It's not going to be a solid line of showers and storms. And as it pushes south, we'll still see activity. And the good news here is that we may see some activity behind the front too. Just because the front passes by doesn't mean we'll be done with the rain immediately. In fact, this model shows some showers and storms overnight. This is 4 a.m. tomorrow morning before the rain would clear out by sunrise tomorrow, and then so too with the clouds. Now, showers will hold on tomorrow afternoon further south along the coast, but not here in San Antonio. So here's how I think the forecast plays out today. 78 degrees at 8 a.m. By noontime, 87. And notice by this point, we start to bring in some rain chances. And then as we get into the afternoon, that's when we start to really raise the rain chances, 60% at 4 o'clock and at 5 p.m. Scattered showers and storms. So do know that this could affect the evening commute. The other side to this, of course, is the more comfortable air. I'm not going to say it's going to be super cool because it won't be, but we lose some of the humidity. And so by tomorrow, where we have dew points in the 70s and it's muggy today, we'll have dew points in the 50s, almost dry air. And that's going to do a lot for us when it comes to those morning lows and afternoons and the evenings. It'll feel just a little bit better. Hey, I got to touch on the tropics real quick. We have a couple areas where we have some potential development. This is a unique situation because this wave looking better and better. We don't have one here yet, but it's appearing as though we have a good opportunity to see a wave here. The weird part I'd say about this is that these are going to be fairly close together, so we're going to have to see how these interact. But they both show signs of moving off to the west and northwest. Now the question is, will one take over the other? Will they both exist at the same time? I'd say anyone from Georgia up to the Carolinas will need to pay close attention to this. We shall see how this plays out, but again, good opportunity for development with both of these waves. They will not have an impact, though, on Texas. So 89 tomorrow. That's the slightly cooler weather we were talking about. But the real payoff is Friday and Saturday morning, where we will be in the mid-60s, and it will feel so great for head for the cure Saturday morning. So if you want to head out to that, it should be really good weather. We'll have mostly sunny skies on Saturday. A few clouds try to build in on Sunday, and I'd say by early next week we may start to see a few more showers creeping in here with another storm system. But the big story today will be that front. We'll keep you posted all day long on exactly where it is and what the rain chances look like. And if we need to send you a push alert on your phone, we certainly will to let you know exactly what's going on. All right, we talked about our unique bird sighting a little bit earlier. So that got me thinking. What's the most common bird in Texas when you're talking about just sheer numbers? Is it the mockingbird, the grackle, the sparrow, or the dove? You can go to ksat.com/poll, scan the QR code. This is brought to you by Capital Farm Credit, and we will get you that answer here in about an hour. So be thinking.
All right.
No love for the dove yet.
No love for the dove.
All right. Thank you.
Okay, we're looking at 550 right now. Let's get out to the roadways with RJ. How we looking?
All right, guys. Yes, you know what? A great place to go bird watching. I did a story on them, the Mitchell Lake Audubon Center. A lot of great species of birds there you could check out, and definitely something that I found very interesting. That story on our website, pretty cool stuff there with that blue green jay. All right, 410 right here. Traffic is looking pretty good. 35 at Walsham, no major issues for our folks in that one particular spot. But let's focus a little bit here on the northeast side of town, where we are seeing some backups here, construction related, basically from Thousand Oaks, stretching all the way to Topperwine Road. So give yourself about 10 extra minutes. That's the delay that we're seeing at the moment. You could take Randolph Boulevard. That's a potential option to kind of navigate through this, but Randolph Boulevard at times can get a little bit busier as well. Good news here for our drivers over by Olympia Parkway 35. Traffic is starting to move along that particular interchange on the northeast side over by the Forum. Good morning to all of our folks there. But ongoing situation right here, 1604, a couple different spots. That's going to be Northwest Military. We're going to check in with Alex in just a little bit. That's going to be our eastbound lanes right there, Northwest Military headed towards Blanco Road. And over here by Gold Canyon and Redland, we are still seeing some construction related delays. That's where our camera is right there at Emerald Forest. You see the access road still open, traffic still moving along. But let's check in with Alex Gomez right now and see how things are looking in Drive Cam. I believe he is out there, 1604 by Northwest Military Highway. Alex, what can you tell us?
Yeah, and I just drove through that area, RJ. Just know that 1604 eastbound right there at Vance Jackson. Crews were still picking up construction barrels, so they're not quite entirely done. Just know that it added about 5 minutes to my commute because there was only one lane open. As soon as you hit Military Highway, all lanes reopen from that point, RJ.
Okay, good updates from Alex Gomez there. We'll check back in with him, top of our 6 o'clock hour. Guys, back to you.
All right, 552 right now, 80 degrees outside.
So the cost of your Disney, Hulu, and ESPN plans are going up again. We're going to tell you, yeah, I know. We're going to tell you how much and when these changes will be happening. We are back now with consumer headlines for you. Disney is raising the prices on the majority of its streaming service plans here in the U.S. So that includes most Disney Plus, Hulu, and ESPN Select plans. But the plans, most of them are increasing by $1 to $3. This is the third time in 3 years that Disney has raised streaming service prices in the U.S. The new prices are effective October 21st.
Okay, U.S. has a new top-selling beer, and we're talking about Michelob Ultra has overtaken previous leader Modelo Especial in retail sales by volume, according to reports from Circana. Officials at Anheuser-Busch say that the boost was largely helped by the launch of their non-alcoholic Michelob Ultra Zero. Now, overall, the beer industry is struggling. Retail sales for the first half of this year, just under $35 billion. And that's a year-over-year drop of roughly 5%.
Okay.
We got the 12th annual Head for the Cure 5K right around the corner, specifically this weekend. And the race raises awareness and funds for brain cancer research.
So it's happening Saturday the 27th at 8 a.m. right outside our doors here at Providence Catholic School downtown. Just go to ksatcommunity.com to register and get more details. And again, it looks like the weather's going to be fantastic. So hope to see you Saturday morning.
5:56 right now, 80 outside.
So what would you do if a stranger tried to drive off with your kid still in the car? A San Antonio mom faced that terrifying moment. It even played out on camera, captured every second, and you're going to see how she ultimately stopped him coming up.
Plus, we got a late-night SWAT standoff ending. The YSAPD still searching for a suspect this morning.